Hey, we ran the Walt Disney World Marathon 2026, and we've got a lot to share, so stick around for our recap. Okay, so first of all, we did it.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of every single one of you. Good job, guys.
Yay.
We did it.
We did.
We did it.
We did.
As a reminder, we have been following very non-traditional training. Over a year ago now, an orthopedic surgeon told you to save your miles for race day. We have since had a physical therapist be like, he said what? Why would he tell you to go run a marathon without running? Anyway, we have been preparing ourselves for marathon running without running several hours every weekend.
Right.
So this is our third attempt with this training program. It is our second successful
Full marathon.
Full marathon.
Right.
So two-thirds of the marathons we have tried since following this this regimen have been successful for us.
Right.
So today we're going to talk about
Our trip there.
our whole experience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll talk about the trip, what it took for us to travel there, because if you have seen our videos before, you know that it takes a lot for us to travel these days. We'll talk about the race itself, and then we have some lessons learned, because this is now our sixth successful? Fifth successful full marathon, again, sixth attempted, and every time that we make it through one of these things, we learn more. We learn more, and boy, do we have some things that we learned this time that we will never forget, and that will hopefully help us in the next one. So
Admittedly, mistakes were made.
mistakes were made.
But let's start off with our trip there.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't you know it?
It hasn't snowed all winter until the day that we're supposed to leave.
A blizzard hit.
So, I'm checking the weather. So our plan was, again, we live in the middle of nowhere. The closest airport that we could go to is 3 hours away. For just an extra 2 hours on the road, we can get to Denver, which will assure us basically a direct flight. Most of the places that we want to go, including Orlando. So this trip we booked Denver, and our plan was to leave the house after work, kind of knock off work a little early on Thursday. Drive, even though we don't particularly like driving in the dark. Thank you, peepers, that make it a little hard to see things adequately at night.
Regardless of how we get out of here, we have to go through a canyon.
Yeah, we do. And a lengthy one.
So back to
So our plan was to leave, drive to Denver. We booked a room on the south side of Denver, so we don't have to drive all the way to the airport the night of our drive. We're just gonna drive here. We'll get up the next morning, drive that last like half an hour to the airport, catch our 6 a.m. flight, and be done with it. What happened instead was winter storm watch hit our entire route. By the time we woke up the morning of, so Wednesday, we're leaving on Thursday afternoon. Wednesday, I noticed that there's a winter storm watch again along our entire driving route.
Right.
So we start thinking about alternatives because the flight's at 6 a.m, and if we're going to be, driving through ice and we're going to be driving through dark and ice and snow, it's going to be a miserable trip, right?
And canyon.
Yeah,
for part of it.
There's a whole pass that's like they require chains and stuff if the weather's bad. We don't have chains,
Right.
So I start thinking about ways that we can work around this. Now, meanwhile, I also have like a pretty big presentation I have to give at like 1 p.m. That day. So that's what we were going to wait for that meeting to end and then hit the road. So we finally decide, you know what? We should probably just get up and leave before work. Yeah, it's 5 hours. But we're gonna wake up as early as we can, and we're gonna hit the road as early as we can.
And we left in the dark.
We woke up at 5. By 5:45, we were on the road, and we were driving to Denver. And the storm did hit by the time we were pulling into the hotel. It started to snow. All that to say, like, boy, that was a real stressful day. But not unusual for us living here. That's one thing about this particular race. It's in January. We've had it's been hard for us to get to a Disney World race in January, living where we live currently.
It's really unpredictable. And, and the possibility of us not making it is always there, like, canceled or can't get out of the here.
Or
canyon shut down.
as what happened during our first attempt, our first January living in this region, we had to leave early because a blizzard hit. We make it all the way to the we almost get rear-ended by a septic pumping truck who's sliding on ice behind us.
In the canyon.
We finally make it to Albuquerque for our flight. We check in, check our bags, sit down, have a beer, then our flight gets canceled. And so we spend the night there without toothbrushes.
The most expensive toothbrushes we've ever purchased were at that airport.
And then, the next day our flight's delayed because they have to de-ice us. So we missed our connecting flight. So we had to fly here, and we didn't get there until right before the expo closed. And they destroyed our luggage somewhere along the way, like completely crushed our hard shell. Anyway,
that didn't happen on this one, though. We made it.
That's a possibility. So we made our flight. We did have to scrape a bunch of stuff off the car. And the drive to the airport was pretty hairy, actually. The roads were very icy and slushy. It took us 45 minutes to get to the airport because of those road conditions. It was a very early morning. The morning before was a very early morning. But hey, that's prepping us for these very early mornings for the races, right? So
flight was great.
Flight was fine.
We got there on time.
And we made it, we went to a grocery store, we picked up some supplies for breakfast,
Race day
and some
breakfast.
Drinking water because we know the water at a hotel tastes pretty funky.
Yeah, Florida resort water is funky at best.
A little funky. So we bought a few gallons of drinking water, and then we went to the expo, we got our stuff. I got some Brooks running shoes that are Chip and Dale, and they're super adorable. I'm so happy with them.
Yeah, that was nice.
And I'm so happy that we bought them because, my God, my feet needed different shoes to wear on this trip. So it was a nice change for my feet. We'll get to that in a minute.
And then we had we made reservations for a carb load.
So that was Friday that we did all this stuff. Saturday was our rest day. We took it super chill.
Yeah, really.
We didn't do anything. The only thing we did was we went to Tony's. Is that the full name of the restaurant? I don't think it is. The Lady and the Tramp themed, Italian restaurant that's in Magic Kingdom. We'd never been. It was delightful.
It was nice.
We got the garlic bread. It was really good.
Looking at, reviews and both, vlog reviews and online reviews, we were not expecting anything.
There's a lot of hate for Tony's.
Yeah, it was good.
It was delightful.
And very accommodating for us as vegetarians.
We ended up ordering, we did order something off the menu, but they also mentioned, hey, you can, we didn't, one of their vegetarian options was their vegan option was
Impossible
spaghetti with, marinara and Impossible meatballs. And we know how burpy Impossible makes us, and we didn't want that the night before the race. But they did offer, you can do that without the meatballs. I'm like, oh, well, that sounds nice. But we got
the bread.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I mean, it was really, really nice.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
So,
and Magic Kingdom, and then we just
So we did that, and we laid out all of our stuff, and then we went to bed at 6:00, and
we didn't take a. We had a rental car, so that was also part of our kind of pre-race routine, knowing that we're not going to get on a bus to go to the race. We're going to take the rental car. So, that kind of, I don't know, for me anyway, that lessens the anxiety because it's don't have to wait for a bus, don't have to get on a bus, don't have to, some of the times we've been on the bus drivers have been wonderful, but, sometimes it's hard for them to figure out how to get to the place because they're not regular bus drivers for Disney, and The roads, depending on what bus you take, roads are like closed. And I don't know. So for me, anyway, having a rental car, even though it's stressful, it does kind of lessen the anxiety.
Yeah.
So that was part of it.
So race day.
Boom! Here comes race day.
We got up at some unreasonable hour, 2 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
Our plan was to leave the hotel by 3. We did that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're always late, so that was amazing.
Yeah. So we got up, we had our breakfast, we picked up our very heavy hydration packs, and we went to the car and we drove to Epcot. We did encounter, even though it was like 3:15, we did encounter some roads that were already being closed. So there was a little stress there with trying to find where we needed to go.
Yeah.
But once we got there, we just kind of sat in the car for a minute just to like decompress before we made the very long walk to the race area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say, so we knew they published the start times. We learned when we picked up our packets that we were in Corral G.
The last.
That is the last corral.
That's the back.
And they weren't scheduled to start the race until about an hour after race starts. So race starts at 4:30. They anticipated Corral G starting around 5:30. So we purposefully didn't spend a whole lot of time in the start area. We kind of, we didn't leave at 2:30 in the morning. We sat in the car for a little bit. Mm-hmm. All we did when we got to the racers area is go to a porta potty and then walk to our corrals and then go to another porta potty and then go stand in our corral. And by that point, I think by the time we got out of the second corral, out of the second porta potty, they were doing the national anthem. So, we didn't have it was lovely. Yeah. We didn't have a whole lot of time just like standing around, which was good because, we're going to be on our feet for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. We got in the corral. We met a very, very nice pair of people, father and daughter doing their first dopey together. Mm-hmm. They were really nice. If by chance you get to see this, please let us know that you caught this video. We would like to say it was really, really nice meeting you.
Hope your race went well.
Yeah, and thank you so much for sharing one of your
when you were uplands with us.
Yeah.
We got sticky fingers eating our gel before we
so thank you for
before we took off.
But when we started at
5:28, it was right.
Was great.
Their projections were right on time for when we were going to start.
I turned around and there were the balloon ladies.
We were at the back.
We really were.
And that's another thing. We have in prior races stressed so much about being at the back that it makes us get there really early and go stand as far up in the corral as we can. But the thing is, like, once we start moving, everybody moves around. Like, we're not super aggressive in a herd situation, so we always end up at the back anyway. So this time we didn't stress it. We just kind of hung back, and that was when I kept thinking more people would come into the corral.
They didn't.
But they didn't. They didn't. Yeah. And so we were at the back, and we started in our starting footage when David flipped the camera around. You can see the balloon ladies start. Not very far behind us.
Yeah.
So we were amongst some. We weren't trying for a dead last start. I know some people make a game out of that, but we ended up pretty close to. Yeah. Dead last.
So what does that mean? That means
we got to keep our pace.
Right.
We got to keep our pace, and we did have to stop at a porta potty because after our last pre-race porta potty, we were then standing in the corrals for about an hour. Yeah. So of course by that time we had to go to the bathroom again. So pretty quick into the race we did have to stop, and there was somebody out there. I don't know what kind of cast member or volunteer they were, but they were like, the balloon ladies are 5 minutes behind you. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but also you're not really going to sweep somebody right at the beginning, are you? That's not
Is this a trap? It's a trap.
Yeah. So we ran our race. We did what we set out to do, and we did it the way that we planned to do it. So we had our gym bus set for 30 seconds and 30 seconds. So we ran about the first mile, and we did that, well, we planned to do that because we thought it would be really congested, because it normally is that first mile. But when you start at the very back, it's not that congested.
It was actually pretty pleasant.
So we just ran the first mile just to like give us a little bit of a buffer from the balloon ladies, right?
And thank you, Alan, for that gym boss, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you yet again.
We love it.
Yeah.
So once we hit mile 1, we started our timer and we started doing a 30-second walk and 30-second run.
Right.
And that carried us through a lot.
Yeah.
Half the race, maybe. I think mile 12 was when I took it down a little bit, but we kept that up, and for basically the first half, we maintained a 13:30-ish minute mile, which for us is pretty good.
Yep. And when we hit the half marathon mark, we completed that in just a little over 3 hours. And for us, that's pretty darn good.
Good. And then after that, we slowed down a little bit, but not terribly. I mean, in the end, I think it depends on what you look at. If you look at our watches, because our watches say we ran a lot more than 26.2 miles, you know, with all the like bobbing and weaving, the miles kind of add up.
Yeah.
So I think our average time there was like 14:50 or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Our official time is like 15 something, because again, the official time is saying you were in 26.2 miles, but the math, not quite.
Yeah. And then
it got hot, y'all.
Started to get hot.
It got really hot.
It started to really get hot. We really appreciate the food and water stops that they had set up. The bananas were exceptionally welcome.
Yes.
They were really nice. We had our nutrition. We'll talk about that in the learning part.
One thing that we did observe though is that the bananas didn't sit well with everybody.
No.
We saw more throw up, specifically thrown up bananas
Than I've ever
but
seen.
Like than we've
life.
ever seen. And that was after both of the banana stops. It was just, again, it was so hot.
It got really hot.
It was so hot.
It was really kind of interesting too, because again, we're running for the second time, third time,
What?
our hydration packs.
This is our second.
The second time ever running with hydration packs, and so we're trying to keep our posture and trying to move, and we're hydrating, and we have our goo packs, which we really like, but it started to get so hot. The sponges were welcome, but I will say, and this isn't a fault of anybody helping with the race. I did have to plead for a water bottle full of water from some of the water stations, because I was just pouring it, and it was getting really
So
hot.
it hit the 80. Was it technically in the upper 70s? It was warm, but the heat index was in the mid
80s.
In the mid 80s. And even before the sun came up, I was dumping water on my head.
It was
because it was pretty warm. And there were
I have a new name for the path leading to Blizzard Beach. I believe that's miles 19, 20, 21.
Somewhere in there.
I am now referring to that as Vomit Highway.
We saw people actually over the edge.
Over the bridge.
There was
it was
heat
bad.
sick out there.
Yeah. And then we got to Blizzard Beach, and you run that weird away from Blizzard Beach and then back towards Blizzard Beach, and then you go into the Blizzard Beach parking lot, and there was a Big Hero 6 there. And then somebody said they cut the course. And it was almost exactly what happened in 2020.
It is exactly what happened.
Oh, that's right. It was. We turned around and there was nobody behind us. And a lot of people started to freak out. Somebody even said, "What does that mean?" And we said, just keep running.
Keep running. 16-minute average.
Just keep
That's
going.
what you-
Yeah.
So yeah, they cut the course at the same point. We made it past it again. I don't know.
And you can't control that.
No.
It doesn't say anything about you. It doesn't say anything about your training. That's something you just can't control. We saw the balloon ladies again, this time waiting where the course was cut for all of us to keep going. And then they were apparently I heard somebody say, well, they're waiting. They have to wait a certain amount of time to get back in because it's a 16-minute mile pace that they're on. So that was really interesting. The heat was awful, man. It really was awful.
It was. But we powered through. Thank goodness for our hydration packs. Yours were bone dry. By the time we finished, you had sucked all 3 bottles completely dry. I had a little bit left, but it was pretty warm. But we finished that race feeling better than I think we ever have.
Yep.
And I credit that to our honey stinger gels that we're taking, and the hydration, and the bananas did actually. The extra kick from the bananas did help us here.
Absolutely. And that chocolate cookie was nice.
They had the last stop was a little biscuit with like some really good chocolate on it. My mouth was a little dry. It was kind of hard to like swallow it without choking, but I powered through it. It was delicious. One thing about the course, like there are a few places where you could, I don't know, shave off a few miles by cutting. Yeah. And we saw a few people do it, and we talked to some other people who ran, not with us, but who were, ahead of us, who saw similar things. And, even things like there are some people that how do I put this? There are some other Run Disney vloggers that I suspect don't always run the whole thing. Yeah. And the splits seem to confirm that. Yeah. There's a pretty easy cut leading into and out of Animal Kingdom is a long stretch where you're running on the same road. Real easy place to shave off a few miles. And I just in looking at some times, it looks like some people do that. Yeah. And so it's like,
we saw mile 14.
Why do you do that, man? Mile 14 is like you're running
it's
here.
mile 14 already. Oh no.
Oh no, you got to run all the way over here. So
you could cross it. Yeah. Oh,
it's snowing right now.
But like our good friend Alistair said, I really appreciated his view on it. He said, well, I guess some people are just wired differently. Because he I believe he saw some people kind of, and that's just something you see on the course, and you know what?
It's so weird to me, but
just keep moving.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, again, there's a difference between that and Disney cutting the course because
that's true.
There are unsafe conditions.
True.
It's just weird. It's just an odd thing.
The course for us too was very different than the last marathon we ran. The route was different. We did a lot of stuff in the Magic Kingdom parking lot, and then Blizzard Beach parking lot. You kind of zigzag through that too. And it was run a different.
Oh, we also did the World Showcase in the beginning instead of at the end of the race, which we actually liked a lot. Because the thing is, you run into Epcot and you're like, oh my God, we're here. We're almost at. No. You got to run like a mile and a half around the World Showcase. That was like always so hard. So it was really cool to get to Epcot and be like, I just need to run to the other side of that.
Personally, it's kind of disheartening. Like the Magic Kingdom parking lot, you enter it and you see people just kind of going back and forth in the parking lot, and you're like, oh.
We got a long way to go.
I was just happy that was early
Magic
in
Kingdom
the day.
parking lot.
That was pretty rough. And we ran a different direction too. Instead of running under the tunnel into Magic Kingdom, we left Magic Kingdom to go under the tunnel.
Yeah. So different. And the last time we ran the Disney World Marathon was 2023.
Yeah.
So I know they've made these changes probably aren't new, but they were new to us since it's been a few years since we've done this race.
It was neat in that it was different. I just don't know why we have to do so much parking lot, but whatever, it's
a lot of miles.
Oh, and hello, Star Wars action.
What a great mile.
Yeah. Like, thank you. That reminded us of when we ran the Star Wars half, and we got to see that at night and the lasers and explosions. And
it's the same. Like right cool. After the Magic Kingdom parking lot, there's a whole stretch. And back when we used to run the Star Wars half, that whole thing was like this battle scene, and it was so
Yeah.
nice to have that.
So that was cool, you know.
There still,
That
yeah.
was really cool, and you kind of forget that, you know, we just ran a mile.
And you kind of forget that you're over half a marathon at that point, you know.
Yeah.
So
that was neat.
Good distraction.
We completed it, crossed the finish line again. Boom, there you go. But we learned yet again a lot.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
We'll start with the mistakes.
Okay.
So we finished the race, and you know how it is. If you've run any length of a race, you're fine, and then you stop moving, and your body's like, "What in the world did you just put me through? You stupid a-hole!" You know, and it's like everything starts to hurt instantly from stopping running. So that happened, and I'm like, man, my feet feel real rough. They don't normally feel this bad. I rub some blisters. I know I rub some blisters. I don't normally do that. We got back to the hotel, and when I say I had some blisters,
Oh boy.
I mean I had some blisters, like big honkers on the balls of my feet, the tips of my toes. Like I was in such bad shape, and we had planned to meet somebody for lunch afterwards, and I drained all my blisters and tried to like put socks and shoes back on, and found myself in tears. I'm like, okay, something has changed with my ability to run in heat and humidity, and apparently I need to take better care of my feet because they're not going to make it. What did you learn, Davey?
Okay, one thing which was just kind of a dumb thing. So one of my water bottles has a long stem on it, and I made a bad choice, and I chose that stem instead of just a short connector on the water bottle. And so this thing was just poking me for miles, and I'm like, and it was very annoying. It was dumb, and I'm like, what? And I couldn't. I'm like, this didn't happen before. Well, it's because I made the wrong choice. I should have gone with a short stem. And then by the time we fixed it and got it out of my face, and then I needed to use it, it tasted like salt and sunblock. So, that was just a dumb thing. But here's the biggie. When we ran 6 miles, that 10K on Thanksgiving Day, I wore some compression underwear that I had purchased and I'd used before. And I didn't like them because one of the seams just chafed me in a really bad spot. Take your guess, whatever. Chafing is bad, period, no matter where it is. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that, because if that's going to happen in 6 miles, I can't imagine the chafing I'm going to get for 26 miles. So I decided to just wear regular underwear. I'm listening for all of the, oh, you dummy. It was awful. I chafed everywhere in places you should never chafe. And it was the most miserable 3 days after the marathon.
And then we had to.
But
we were at Disney.
Yeah.
So we walked, 10 to 13 miles a day. After that,
it was awful. People kept asking me if I ride horses. I couldn't walk right. It was awful. That was just awful. yeah, it was awful.
I chafed everywhere too, not quite to that extent, but I.
If anybody watching this saw us in the parks after the marathon, please tell me if you saw a white powder coming out of my pants, because I put so much of it on.
So much powder.
Oh my gosh.
So
Anyway.
yeah. So the first lesson we learned is don't do that. Don't do that. So,
Can anybody recommend running underwear? I'm going to try Runderwear, which is supposedly seamless, but
yeah, or a better like glide situation. I think what I'm going to do is wear my compression socks. I do have some running socks. I wore them at Calgary, but I didn't think anything of it. But I decided to wear my usual running socks for this one. But I think maybe having it more contained might keep the blisters from forming quite to that extent.
Yeah, I didn't get any foot or blisters at all, and I wore my my compression running socks. And that was pretty nice.
I think I'm gonna drop. I normally have running tights that I wear under my little running skirt. I think I'm gonna try dropping the tights, because I chafed around the whole waistband.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And so I'm going to give that a try.
And another thing we learned, Laura's bracelet.
So I made a fueling bracelet. A few things we learned is that the paint pen does not withstand sweat. Like the numbers wore off
That's right.
throughout the course of the race, but it did help us to eat when we needed to eat. So we're gonna keep using that. I am gonna when we redo the numbers on it and maybe slap some clear nail polish or something on it to like hold it in place. I am gonna put markers for the banana stops that Disney had, like whatever miles those were, I'm going to go back and figure that out. And when we run in Maui, in the Maui Marathon in a few months, we're going to take some bananas with us, or we're going to buy some bananas while we're there, and eat those because that was the extra little something that we needed.
Yeah, that was nice. We're eating the honey stinger gels. They're vegetarian. There are flavors that both of us like. We're going to stick with those because those are great. And we also, we wear bracelets that our good friends Chris and Breezy gave us, and a glow in dark bracelet that Alan gave us. Those really help us. And another lesson learned, and we hope it continues. Our friends who texted us, sent us messages as we were running, that helped immensely. It really was wonderful. So thank you, Andrew and Aaron. Thank you, Ryan. It's really nice to know that, oh man, there's somebody kind of there, pushing you along. And that was really nice.
Yeah.
So we thank you for that. Please remember April when we do it again.
Yeah. We also, on this race, so we did Calgary in May, and that was our first time to make it all the way through a marathon, not running. Of course, running kind of preps your body for the torment that you're going to put it through. And if you're not running, then your body, again, is like, hey, what did you do to me? So we tried a few things to like make our bodies feel better. After that race, we tried more things this time, and we're going to try more things next time. So we took ibuprofen like immediately, and we kept taking it for a couple of days. We took our TheraWorks, our magnesium foam, with us, and we used it like every day after the race.
Really helps with muscle recovery. That's really nice.
We took this Epsom salt scrub that we have. We used it for a couple of days after the marathon. We took our Theragun, our massage gun, on this trip. We've always been kind of hesitant to do that because it just seems like a really weird thing to put in your carry-on.
It looks like a gun.
Or a whatever.
We didn't have any issues with it traveling.
Yeah, so we are going to continue doing that because after my shower, after we got back, I just my legs and my shoulders were hard as a rock because of whatever. Yeah. So that helped. One thing we're going to do more is do that more, like the following days, not just. I just did it like mostly that day. I need to keep doing it until I feel better. And then there was one other thing.
And thanks to our wonderful friend Steph, who, congratulations, did her half and full marathon. We are going to do nothing the day after.
The day of. It was the day of.
Oh, I mean, after the race on race day, we're going to go and we're going to sit at the pool. We're going to have a drink and do nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steph.
We
should have.
We always think, oh, we're going to go out to eat and we're going to go to the park. And no. We feel like garbage. We're just going to go sit by the pool.
Yep.
And hope that the chlorine doesn't kill us with the chafing, right?
Oh my God.
We're just gonna take it easy. We're not gonna pretend that we can make a lunch reservation at Epcot immediately after the race. We can't do that. So we're gonna stop pretending that we can do that, and we're gonna stop making those reservations, and we're just gonna chill at the hotel after this race in the future. One other thing that we learned.
Thank you, Alan, for yet another wonderful thing. Our little Bluetooth speaker. I took that with us, and I know it's kind of not okay to blast music on a run. But when we hit mile 19 in the worst part of the heat, headed for Blizzard Beach, it is if you've not run this particular marathon, it is the sunniest and loneliest stretch of highway. Now I now refer to as Vomit Highway, it just takes everything to get through that stretch. So I turned on some music with that little Bluetooth. I just turned it on and I hit play and it started playing some of our running tunes. It's not blasting, not everybody can hear, but I've got to say that really helped a lot. Just having some, encouraging music that we train to, and that was really nice. So we're going to keep using that little guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. One very important thing that we feel really silly about this one. I thought it'd be a great idea. Like, hey, these clothes are wretched that we just ran in.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we just rinse them out and let them hang? And then, we won't, fumigate ourselves when we get home and open our suitcase.
Instead,
it turns out that if you just rinse real sweaty, funky clothes, it makes it worse.
We fumigated the hotel
room. It makes it so much worse. I don't know how it's possible,
it was awful.
But it's like it made all the sweat and bacteria angry, and it was so stinky. We had to hang everything outside until it. Oh my God!
Awful.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't.
Just go home with your funky clothes and wash them when you get home.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Stick them in a sealed bag and don't worry about it.
It was bloody awful.
Never again.
Oh yeah. This was we almost touched on this earlier, but one big thing that we learned is that we don't need to be afraid of being in the last corral. This wasn't our first time being assigned the last corral.
It won't be the last.
Won't be the last. But starting where we started, as long as we just run our race, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. So that knowing that now, I can feel the future stress melting away. If we're in the last corral, it doesn't matter. It's okay. We're still just gonna run a race.
Right. Just keep moving.
Yeah.
Just keep moving.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everybody who participated. Taking on the challenge of doing that is a win. Don't let anybody take that away from you.
Yep.
Congratulations to this marathon weekend. It was well run. It was really nice.
Yeah.
We met some nice people, and we got to see our wonderful friends. Not all of you. We missed you who couldn't be there. It was just overall a great experience.
Yeah. And as usual with a race like this, we each hit a point. Neither of us said it out loud, but we each hit a point where we were thinking, my God, there's no way in hell we're going to finish this. Mm-hmm. There's just no way we're going to do this. For me, it was mile 11. I started thinking I don't really understand how I'm going to keep going for 15 more miles. Mm-hmm. I don't know when it hit you, but the 16. So the fact of the matter is, oh, right. So I don't think we can finish this, and I don't ever want to do this again, were thoughts that I had. I don't ever want to do this again came up towards the end, closer to the end. But here's the thing.
We finished it.
We did do it.
And we're doing it again.
And we're doing it again.
And I got to tell you, when that hits you and your inner voice is telling you, yeah, I don't think you can do this. And then you get a ping on your watch from a friend saying, proud of you. Or you see
you can totally do this.
Or you see some random stranger holding up a sign saying, I don't know you, but you can do this. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah. One of the signs, I love this one. So thank you to whoever this rando was that had this one. But it was basically, and it was towards the end. It was right as we were leaving Hollywood Studios. So what is that now? Mile 24, 5, 4? I don't know, 4, somewhere in there. Yeah. I was like, you are doing what 1% of human adults accomplish. You're doing it right now. 1% run a marathon. So, yay.
I thought you were going to say that one that said, keep running if you think I'm hot. That was a
Run
great
if you
time.
think I'm hot. I'm like, well played, you. Well played.
That was great. Hey, we'd like to thank everybody for watching, for encouraging us, for leaving comments, and for liking and subscribing. We really appreciate it. And guess what? Training's going to start up again.
Training has started up again. So we've had a real mountain living training week,
Yep.
which involved several days of hauling wood close to our front door, firewood, and several days of snow shoveling. We also went on a walk in the snow. It actually finally dumped some good snow here
It was a
yesterday.
beautiful
So
walk. It's currently 17 degrees and snowing
it's
right
snowing. It wasn't supposed to snow more
Yeah.
today. So yay.
now. 17 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you who are
Which
on
is
Fahrenheit.
well below 0 if you're on Celsius.
We have Maui coming, so stay tuned. We'll keep.
We found some local races to do in the meantime.
Oh, that's
So
right.
we'll keep you informed on that. But we have at least one 5K and at least a half marathon to help us get ready and test new underwear and whatnot, new socks,
How embarrassing.
possibly new shoes. Who knows? But help us test those things before Maui.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We're gonna keep sharing with you, and we hope you keep cheering us on. 'Cause always an adventure with you. We will see you soon.